Singaporeans will soon have a dedicated channel to report data security incidents. And at the same time, IT vendors working with government agencies will also take on more responsibility for any lapses.
That's right. Now, there are a total of 23 recommendations designed to tighten data security in areas ranging from response to accountability. Now, the recommendations have been accepted in full, with the government planning implementation across all agencies by the end of 2023. Vanessa Lim with more.
When it comes to data leaks and cyber attacks, Singapore is not immune. Earlier this year, more than 800,000 blood donors had information like their names and NRIC numbers exposed when an IT vendor placed a database on an unsecure server. In a separate case last year, the personal particulars of 1.5 million patients were stolen by hackers. These incidents are what prompted a suite of new measures which all government agencies must adopt over the next 4 years. The measures tackle several fronts, from the way data is being handled to how data incidents are detected to who's accountable if there's an incident. Now, this comes after a committee inspected more than 300 systems across all of Singapore's public agencies. That's about 12% of government systems. It drew up a list of over 20 measures. For instance, to boost data protection, a minimized amount of data collected and retained where necessary. Learning points from incidents will be shared with all agencies to enhance detection and response. Data security training and organizational structures will be strengthened. It will also be made clear who's responsible if data is not handled properly.
We discovered there was kind of a grey area around government agents. So non-government entities working for the government were exempted from the Personal Data Protection Act, but they weren't accountable in the same way that government employees are accountable. And so what we're doing now is clarifying that they do fall under the Personal Data Protection Act. If you intentionally mishandle data, you will be held accountable.
A high-level government body will be appointed to help roll out the measures. The authorities expressed confidence that the measures will significantly enhance public sector data security and bolster Singapore's defense against cyber threats.
This is a very rapidly evolving arena, and the threats are always rapidly evolving. So what we will do is we will do our best to keep up with the threats, to try and stay ahead of them. But there is no 100% guarantee that things will not happen. But if they do, we will also have a regime in place to respond to them expeditiously and effectively to minimize the damage.
But the government also made it clear that it is not something that the public sector can pull off alone.
So for us, it is necessary but not sufficient to just look at our own internal processes. We must also see how we interface with the private sector, because only so can the entire system be robust. So the strength of our system is determined by its weakest link, and we must never neglect any small part.
And once a dedicated channel for reporting data incidents is set up, the public can play a role too. The central contact point will be established in the Government Data Office, likely in the next few months.